The coronavirus is not in Nigeria. That's a confirmation. And assurance that the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is given to Nigerians, and they want everyone to disregard rumors of the importation of the virus into the country. In a statement, the NCDC affirmed that a suspected case of someone who returned from China last week has not been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The man went for a routine medical check as requested by his employers, but showed no symptoms of the illness. According to NCDC, Port Health Services and state epidemiologists are aware of the process of case identification and confirmation, and that every suspect case will be investigated to ensure that Nigerians are safe. To other stories now. It's 1 year today after the vice president and 11 others survived a helicopter crash in Kaba area of Kogi State during a build-up to the 2019 presidential election. Professor Oshibajo and his family held a Thanksgiving service in Abuja today to appreciate God for his protection over their lives for an incident that could have thrown the nation into mourning. He says the crash has renewed his faith in God, stating that the fact that no one was injured is nothing short of a miracle.
What happened on that occasion was so amazing, so miraculous. 12 of us in the helicopter crashed, and not one scratch on any one of us. That's just incredible. So we can only continue to thank God and to praise the Lord Jesus Christ for the awesome deliverance of so many of us. Can you imagine a situation where you survive, and a helicopter crash? I think it just demonstrates, that God is merciful, God is awesome. He's able to do all things and is able to do anything. And so that's why I think it's just greatly strengthened my faith and the faith of all of those of us who were there.
Allowing foreign airlines to fly to multiple destinations within Nigeria is a policy to make flying easier for the public. That's according to the Minister for Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika. He told Channels Television's Ladi Akeredoluwale on our current affairs program, Newsnight, that without this, many travelers would incur debilitating additional costs.
I am not a businessman. I am a policy maker, and my policy should be able to help develop, sustain businesses, create new ones, support them to do their business on one side. On the other side, I am social democrat, while my party that is in government now, the APC, to be able also to look after the public, the citizens. Imagine somebody coming from Maiduguri, or Kano, or Enugu, or Akwa Ibom somewhere in Uyo. If you say he must go to Lagos or he must come to Abuja to fly, what you are telling him is that he has to bear the local cost of transportation, local cost of hotel in Lagos or Abuja, taxi, food, etc. These will add not less than, in my opinion, not less than about 100,000 to 150,000 on his ticket. And because he's a small trader, because his total worth is not more than $2,000, and his ticket already is nearing about $800. If you add on top of his ticket 150,000 naira, it's very significant. You're killing his profit. So as a policy maker, I ought to look after that guy whom I want his business to develop as much as I want the business of the local airlines to develop. So I have to strike a balance in between the two. So I allow them to go to Kano, I allow them to go to Port Harcourt, I allow them to go to Lagos and Abuja. Big deal. And still the population of Nigeria, 200 million people, and 926,766 square kilometers of land mass with dilapidated infrastructure, especially roads, supports aviation, business, and air transportation in Nigeria. So the local airlines should not be lazy. They should get up and develop those routes.
You can watch the full interview with Senator Hadi Sirika on Newsnight. It airs tomorrow, Monday, February 3rd, 2020 at 9 p.m. right here on Channels Television. Communities under Zagon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State have decried the lack of access roads, electricity and other basic amenities. Residents say the situation has forced them into drinking from the same stream with animals, which is detrimental to their health. Our community report tonight looks at the many problems faced by the residents of Zagon Kataf.
Rugged terrain for miles. The unfriendly road network has over time reduced the frequency of vehicles coming through. Leaving communities under Zagon Kataf local government area in Kaduna State with no option than to move their goods on motorcycles, which can be very uncomfortable. But the road is perhaps the least of the problems of these residents. They have for many years endured hardship that seems to have become a part of them, and their faces tell the story.
This place that we won't even pass, there's no road for us to pass. If the rain fall now, nobody will even go market. Yes. And we don't have hospital. Even the school that the children is going, it's not moving very well.
How else can it be explained that this water source, shortly after this goat had its fill, that the women gathered around to fetch? The stream services the larger needs of the communities: drinking, washing of clothes, kitchen utensils, motorcycles, and storage for household chores. This is what they live with, under full knowledge of the health implications. And the absence of a healthcare center makes it even more distressing to think about.
Pigs will take water there before we can even fetch the water and drink.
3 hands in the garden.
This teacher has his work cut out. How to make these children, beyond repeating the words, take in and understand fully what he's talking about under this condition. It has been said that the communities have been in existence for many years. So how is it that their plight has not been addressed? The chairman of the local government offers this explanation.
But now that you have mentioned that, what needs to be done is to draw the attention of the councillor to these particular communities and the need for him, to look at, the exact plight of these communities, and that either now or much later, to try to engage them in terms of picking some of the key, issues that are of concern to them.
Going by how long the communities have endured hardship, there is a strong chance that sooner rather than later will be preferable for the government to come to their aid and also solve not some, but all their problems.
To economic matters, the diversification policy of the government from a mono-economy dependent on oil to multi-economy has been the driving force in revamping the mining industry, which appears to have been neglected over the years. Plateau State is one with different mineral resources, and efforts are now ongoing to look into wealth creation as well as increasing internal generated revenue through mining.
In addition to the cold weather of Jos, which has been a major attraction to visitors and investors alike, the city is also known as the Tin City because of the immense tin deposits found in and around the ancient city. The mining industry, since the advent of oil, has been neglected with little attention due to various factors, ranging from inadequate finance to lack of modern equipment for exploration, as well as non-recognition of artisanal miners that have been engaging in the business with crude methods of mining. environmental and social risk contribute to make the efforts insignificant, considering the magnitude and enormous potentials of the industry. Plateau Indigenous Miners Association and the Miners Association of Nigeria have been making concerted efforts in regularizing the activities of the artisanal miners in spite of the various challenges facing the industry.
If we had had extension workers on just like agriculture, honestly, I believe that so much can be accrued from mining.
Just imagine this teeming young people whom we see scattered around Plateau State in different mining camps, by their thousands. Imagine these ones are not engaged in this productive activity. They are just idle. Now, that will be insecurity for you.
Adding value to the materials mined through training, research, and acquisition of practical skills in all aspects of mineral resources are the priorities of the Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences.
This is the way we help the artisanal miner. They bring their minerals. Before they go to market, we assist them in beneficiating it here.
The Plateau State government, through the Mineral Development Company, is investing in the mining industry to maximize the potential of the industry and generate income to government through partnership with major and registered mining companies.
We have discussed with more than 2-3 partners, some from China and some from Israel. We want to go into partnership with any company that is qualified to be able to mine and then get the proceeds from mining in order to add up to our revenue.
With the enormous potentials in the mining sector, government needs to encourage the miners through interventions and policies which will attract investors to the industry, which has the potential of wealth creation and creating job opportunities for Nigerians.
In Kano State, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje says his government is considering increasing the number of empowerment programs across the state. The governor said this during the graduation ceremony and distribution of working equipment to over 200 youths who benefited from the Kano State Mass Empowerment Program for auto mechanics. Our correspondent Idris Jibrin reports.
According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Kano State as of 2018 had a population of over 1 million unemployed people, making it the largest in the country. However, from 2018 to date, the number is said to have significantly reduced following the State Government Empowerment Initiative program. Currently, there are over 4 million employed people as against 3 million between 2017 and 2018.
This program is well articulated. This program is bound to succeed at all times. We decided to undertake a research within Kano to find out what are the gaps that are existing in terms of manpower development in Kano State. We discovered that we have 24 very important gaps that if filled in will be able to move Kano State forward and also will provide employment opportunities for our youth.
These youth, all 200 of them, are now self-employed. We are given working tools and startup capital to mark their graduation after a 1-year auto mechanics training. These trainees were drawn from the 44 local government areas through the State Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs.
Let me call open the local government chairman and other individuals within our state to cooperate with the government and support this noble objective. The gesture is worth emulating by all and sundry.
The beneficiaries no longer have to wait for government or civil service jobs or even private employers. With these working tools, it is expected that the trainees will make judicious use of the government assistance to sustain themselves and to impart the knowledge gained to others. Idris Jibrin, Channels Television News.